This is, without a doubt, probably the biggest thrill for me in the 4 years we've been doing SoCal Safari. I am here with the man that wrote this magnificent book. Louis, take a look at this. Well, your name isn't Louis, but you became known as Louis. This is actually, ladies and gentlemen, Luis Alejandro Fuerte, which is a beautiful name, gorgeous name.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. And I have to give credit to David Duran, who actually wrote the book, the manuscript, and
Right.
yeah, and
As told through you did. How long did that process take?
took us about 1.5 years to come in here to Chapman and looking at all the tapes that I had shot, and it was just some of the shows I looked at. I said, "God, my God, did I shoot those?" And I don't remember shooting some of them. And
Oh, really?
You're right.
Oh.
You know, some of them do stand out, like the Golden Gate Bridge and some of the other real popular ones.
But there were so many, and there were some very obscure ones. You think about the big ones like the Golden Gate Bridge, but then you would do a show on lint.
And we've got a lint couch and lint figures here on the couch and a lint wall and a lint lamp and a lint mantle with lint cards on the lint mantle.
What's that?
I mean, this is amazing.
Right, lint, and it was a lot of fun shows that we did that, you know, what people get into.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing I really want to talk about is the early days when you were filming stuff at the Olympic. So I remember the Olympic. A lot of our viewers, I don't know if they're old enough to remember the Olympic, but they did a lot of it. Boxing, roller derby.
Right.
You covered roller derby?
I did roller derby with the, what was the name?
The Thunderbirds?
Thunderbirds.
Yes.
Right. Hobo Kelly had a show there.
You shot Hobo Kelly?
Hobo Kelly, Marianne, and
Sheriff John, was that?
John. I worked with
You did that?
And I Sheriff John.
Put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today.
I think you were working at ABC, KABC for a short time, but it was a job that wasn't so...
Yeah, I started, I was going to be hired there, but the way the system works is if you're a tape operator, that's all you do. If you're a cameraman, that's all you do.
Right.
So that really didn't appeal to me. And then KCT called me, and they said, "We want you to come work as a cameraman, but we want you to work in all aspects of engineering," which really appealed to me. So I said, "Oh man, this is perfect."
You did some amazing stuff back in the day before you started working with Huell. You were there, and what you call in the book the golden age of television. Why do you identify that period as a golden age in television?
Well, in a sense, because KCET was doing so much. We were doing major productions, we were doing dramas, we were doing a lot of local programming. In working on the big productions, I started out as a utility, lighting utility, camera utility, all that. And
I learned all the basics of all the different disciplines on those shoots.
So all these art forms helped me to be a one-man band type thing.
And then somewhere down the line, you were doing a show, or not a show, it was a series of filler pieces called Videolog. Videolog, which was the beginning, the birth or the nut of what became California's Gold, essentially. But it was with a variety of different people, not just Huell, right?
There was different producers, and then Huell came in, and he was going to do a Videolog, and I said, "Well, I hope I could get a chance to work with you." About a week later, I look at my assignment sheet, and I'm assigned to shoot with Huell on a Videolog, and it's the Elephant Man.
Oh, that was the very first one.
That was the one he first did.
Is it easy to get attached to them?
Is it easy for you to get attached to a baby?
Yeah.
Try it sometime. Their actions are so much like a human being that you can't help but fall for them.
And it was such a touching story. It was a real tearjerker, and it's like, I remember when we met out at the location, Huell says, "Just remember, Louis, we're not doing brain surgery."
That was in the first shoot?
Right. And so I kind of got the layout of the land as to what style he wanted and things like that.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Okay. That one was magical, and it was probably after that that probably the light went off in Huell's head about doing California's Gold after the Elephant Man, right?
Right, and Huell would work with other cameramen, and I happened to be coming back on a shoot with him, and he talks to me, he says, you know, I have this idea for a show called California's Gold, and I've talked to other cameramen, but I like the way you shoot, I like your style and stuff like that, so would you be interested? And I said, yeah, I'd love California, I love the history of California. I said, that'd be fantastic. So he says, let me work on the funding and I'll get back to you. And sure enough, he did. And then I took a leave to work with him and kind of work out the kinks in the show and things like that. Really.
In the beginning, it was a kind of a hodgepodge. You go and maybe it'd be 2 or 3 different things would be a show, until one particular show where you said, boom, this is it. We found a rhythm, and that was on that Railroad Museum show.
At first, we were doing a show in San Diego. We were doing a show in up north, and it had nothing to do with each other. And they put them together and called it California Gold. But the Sacramento Museum was kind of the first really true California Gold as you see it today.
But we're here not just to visit the museum, but to attend an event that's going on right outside. It should be a lot of fun, and you're invited to come along as we continue our search for California's gold, this time on the railroad.